Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, it's good to see you guys again. Polpa chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, my Cancer friends and friends of Cancer, I have missed you. How are you doing? How are you doing, Cancer? So, this message today, y'all, my Cancer friends. What does a Cancer do here when there isn't a sense or feeling of home is what's coming through here. So this message is for somebody that is either seeking or searching for a home, somewhere where they feel they belong or they feel comfortable, or there's something that je ne sais quoi, right, that you're searching for or seeking. We're always seeking or searching for something. But this feels, based on the messages that have come through here in meditation and oracle cards, this feels like something where we're struggling with feeling like we belong here, maybe completely on this planet. If you followed any of the Galactic Royalty series, we do talk a lot about that kind of expression or that kind of feeling. So, Cancer, in meditation here, what did come through was seeking or searching. And I'm asking here, is this a home? Like, what are we searching for? Question mark. The next thing that actually came through was a cabochon. So this is a specific kind of cut. Well, this would be a cabochon here. Very standard kind of circular ovular cut for semi-precious stones or precious stones for jewelry. So maybe you have lost a stone to a ring. This is for somebody in particular there. If this is the case, I just feel like this is encouragement that it will be found, but also maybe to pay attention to this reading. If it's not specifically a stone that's been lost, maybe you have just lost a stone. What this feels like, because there's a lot of energy towards earth in this message that's coming through here, it feels like we're searching for something very particular here in this earthly experience that is a part of earth, right? The stone is a part of earth. And we're missing the greater connection that we're looking for by focusing on this specific stone. Interesting. The next thing that I was given was the fruit is on the vine. So the fruit is already on the vine. And what I saw here was like looking out over a vineyard or an orchard. Looked like a vineyard here, but not seeing the vineyard. Because from our villa here, we're staring off into the distance and seeing whatever's out there, whatever it is that we're yearning for or feeling like we're not connecting with or feeling like we don't have is out there in the distance. And we're missing something that's already provided or is already there is provided for us on the vine. Sustenance, abundance, fertility, what have you. Being grapes, too, being a vineyard in that way, grapes are difficult to grow, or there's a very specific set of details that need to happen to make grapes grow properly, or specific kinds of grapes. So this feels like the work has already been done, right? In some way, you're ready to reap some sort of benefit of something that's been planted, but we're missing it. We're staring off into the distance for some reason. So we'll get into this a little bit further. The next thing I was given two numbers, 14 and 78. So these could be ages or years, potentially. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, what either of these numbers mean. It could be 14 is standing out to me here as like 2014, 1978 for 78. Something that you began in 2014. Maybe these are the seeds that were planted sometime back then. The next thing that I was given here was actually almond, the color almond. So beige, all right? A beige kind of color. The way that I take this is we're searching for whatever this is in the distance, where we belong, whatever. What we have here, what I see is like an almond nail. So like a nude nail or a nice nude lip, right? It's very subtle. But it's also a polished look, right? It may not be exaggerated or screaming with color, but it feels like we're wanting that in some way. So we're not happy with like a neutral. We're looking for a deep red or something like that. Okay, I'm interested to get into this a little bit further, you guys. So let's do it. All right, as far as oracle cards here, I did feel called to pull from the Blue Angel oracle deck. So the first one that came through here is Sacred Earth. Sacred Earth, and then Lightship Earth as well. So both cards here having to do with the earth, like I said. So Sacred Earth here, this is health and vitality. This could be pointing towards the grapes that are already on the vine or what it is that we're seeking, or maybe it's a little bit of both. What we're seeking is already in our own front yard, right? Or backyard or whatever. There's a reminder here that connecting to the earth is what provides us this health and vitality. If there is a need to connect to the earth, but we're not able to get outside for whatever reason, we can visualize this here as if we are in nature, okay? And I would encourage making this a daily practice. I feel like there is, we're missing something here. There's a yearning for something that's right in front of us is what I'm feeling, which could be a connection to the earth too, right? Connection, anti-inflammatory properties connecting to the earth here are literally right outside our door. But for some reason, we're not engaging with that. Lightship Earth coming through here as well. So this is also has to do with health. What did I write down here? Personal and planetary healing. Yes, so healing. Okay, probably should have read that before I threw it on the ground. Personal and planetary healing. The encouragement that comes through here in the book is to give love and light to all, your friends, your family, regardless of what your connection is to them. But you will be returning, they will be returning, wishing them a great return, essentially, wishing them love and light because they will return and so will you. So it feels like there is a bit of a cycle here. Maybe there is some cyclical behavior towards that yearning when it's right in front of us. We're missing something there. I feel also for someone, if that cabochon has to do with a stone, I feel something being passed down heirloom-wise through the family. You want one more here? Okay, we're going to pull one more here in the Blue Angel Oracle for Cancer at this time. What else does Cancer need to know, please? Okay, Mercurius is what comes through. Healing here at the bottom as well. Talking about healing. I don't know. Mercurius. So Mercurius is about volatility. Could be kind of tower energy, just things being shaken up. When this kind of volatility comes through, though, we do get creation out of the destruction, is what I'm getting. Interesting. I'm seeing that that vineyard now is on fire. So this is interesting. Okay. I'm hoping this isn't a literal property for somebody here. All right, let's get into that a little bit further. You want Starseed? Okay, we're gonna pull Starseed for you here real quick. For Cancer, I feel like the fire here is not it's from neglect. That's interesting. Like we're not watering what's already in front of us that we're looking for because we're paying attention to what it is we feel or we want that's out in the distance, and we're not recognizing that here. Okay, Inner Earth, you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. This could also represent maybe there has been a loss towards something that has provided wealth, abundance, in whatever way that looks like. But there's that Earth component again. We literally have three. We literally have 3 cards here with Earth on it. Okay, let's move into this a little bit further. Wild Unknown, animal archetype. Can we talk about Cancer's message here a little further, please, Spirit? What is Cancer going through? Elephant comes through, and then Cosmic Egg here on the bottom. So, Crown Chakra, connecting to the divine. I feel like this balance too, this starts with a connection through our root chakra. We pull that energy up in a grounded state, up through our chakra systems. We connect through the crown chakra and above to the outer realms, to the divine, however you want to look at that energy. But this starts with connecting to the earth. Elephant. Now. Well. So we're talking about a block, I feel like. One of these chakras is blocked. I'm feeling something sacral here. Well, Cancer, nurturing, home, family. Maybe you have a Chiron, Cancer, right? Maybe there's a wound surrounding the family. When the elephant comes through, we're obliterating through an obstacle eventually. There may be an obstacle that's presented so that we can push forward to another. Maybe this orchard needs to burn down. Interesting. A treasure coming through here on this as well. Not necessarily like a reward. Well, hey, look, that's not quite a cabochon, but it could be here on the elephant's third eye being red as well. Root chakra, you guys. To ground. Okay, let's get into your message a little bit further here. We'll start with the Phantasma. Okay, Phantasma here for your first deck. So going back to the signs here, it's been a minute. I've been focusing on collective readings. I do use 2 different decks here for the signs. So Spirit, what do we have here for Cancer? What's going on here for Cancer's message? Hope. We'll get a hope for you here to start. What is Cancer's hope at this time? 6 of Cups. Better days, Cancer. I do feel like there is some nostalgia. Interesting. I'm seeing this. We're sticking with the vineyard here. This vineyard is just representatory of your treasure or your abundance in some way, sustenance even. This fire, this eradication of that, this may not have even happened in your life because it's kind of coming through as a memory now with this hope. You're looking back to better days, either from what your parents expressed or better days in your own life here. But love, too. There's a hope for love and family with the 6 of Cups. Okay, let's keep going here, you guys. This is the Guardian Tarot. It's one of my newer decks. For Cancer, next part of this message, please. This will be your fears. What does Cancer fear at this time? What is Cancer afraid of? I do have personal readings open, you guys, if you want some help with some things that are a little bit more particular to you. I have a personal mentorship program as well. You can check out information for both of those. Links are in the description of this video and a pinned comment. Queen of Swords. So as your fear here, Queen of Swords. It does seem like there is a little bit of difficulty here, Cancer, with receiving or expressing something that's truthful. Maybe you are good at communicating something that's truthful, but there's an emotional experience that is making it difficult to focus on the truth. Maybe you need to say something or share something, but you're afraid of how it's going to make somebody else feel. That's kind of what I get here. Which isn't, I feel like that focus, if that's the focus that you have right now, there is an encouragement to remember that your feelings matter too, right? And if whatever this is that needs to be shared for a reason. It's hurting you. Maybe that's the fertility of the vineyard that's being burned down, is your peace of mind. I do feel with the 6 of Cups, for some of you here, there may even be conscious or subconscious desire for somebody to come back from the past or to renew a connection. That vineyard could be a relationship too, Cancer. Okay. Let's move into this here. So general energy right now for ya. Goodness. What a good start. 2 of Cups. Well. So maybe there is some relationship connection to do with this. As the general energy to start, this is Venus in Cancer as well. So, yeah, I do feel like that vineyard has to do with a relationship for a lot of us. That vineyard needs to be burned down. Interesting. Oh, interesting. So what I'm seeing, there is smoke coming out of these cups here. Oh my gosh. What I'm seeing is this vineyard on fire and we can't see into the distance because of the smoke. So we're trying to see into the distance because we're done with whatever this is that's burning down. It's making us cough. It's burning our eyes. It's painful. It's sad. If this is a relationship, this makes sense. Whether this was something we enjoyed or didn't, was hurtful, was pleasurable, there's always a form of grief that comes with an ending. Not that we're latching onto that, but this is normal. When we have to say goodbye to something that we don't get to have anymore, even if it was painful, grieving the loss of what couldn't be with that, right? We want to see into the distance. I got it. Okay. This is standing out here with Mercurius, that volatility. The sky is gross. We want to see, and that almond color standing out. We want to see color again. We want to see the sky again. Okay. What else here, please, with the 2 of Cups? King of Pentacles. Well. I mean, this could be your vineyard here too. The King of Pentacles coming through. Lots of abundance, right? This is an individual, excellent partner, protector, friend. They're generous. They're wealthy. They love to share their information on how to build wealth with others, maybe even share their wealth with others. If this is a person, I don't feel like this is a person that was lost. Okay, yeah, because we've got the sun here coming up in the distance. This is what's waiting beyond the volatility of Mercurius. 23. Could be the 23rd of a month, maybe this month. That's my birthday. The 23rd of a month here. I mean, that breaks down to 5-2, which has changed. That totally makes sense. With 2 of Cups here and the King of Pentacles. If it's a relationship that you are seeking, romantic relationship, like I said, excellent partner, the King of Pentacles. This is a card we want to see when it comes to relationships. You may feel if this is someone you've lost, this was your King of Pentacles. What I'm getting is like this was your Queen of Pentacles, right? Gender is not a part of this, okay? It doesn't matter. It could be male, female, whatever. Something to the next level. And what I mean by that is whatever was lost being replenished or replaced, but then something extra as well. Kind of that star energy that comes through after the Tower. A kiss, right? A kiss for your boo-boos. Let's do a tea leaf oracle here too. General energy for Cancer, please, Spirit. Kangaroo. Unsettled times need to plan ahead. Okay. This could also be business related for some of you with this 2 of Cups, especially with the King of Pentacles there. I love to see that mix too. It does feel like with the kangaroo coming through, we're still in the smoke. We're still in the smog. We're having a hard time breathing. We're having a hard time dealing with the stinging in our eyes, right? I love this little, I don't know what they're called, a pup, a little kangaroo here in the mom's pouch. I do feel like there is an encouragement towards allowing yourself to feel safe or protected, even though it feels like you may not be. We're still looking from the villa, right? I feel like there's this strong stone wall that is protecting us from whatever it is that's going on in front of us. Not that we're ever fully detached from what's happening, but emotionally speaking, like inside we have purified air, right? Or whatever. We don't have to let that affect us unless we want to go out or we need to go out into that. But I do get this feeling of like, let it burn. And that might be a little tricky right now. Especially if you're feeling burnt out. Okay. Let's look at the good stuff for you. Good energy that's coming in for Cancer. The moon. Hey, a little bit of a refilling of your own tanks here with the moon energy. Overcoming a fear. Whatever this Mercurius energy is, this volatility that's going on in your life right now, it feels dramatic and not like it's not that bad, kind of dramatic, like it is dramatic, catastrophic, potentially even. It's extreme. So this is causing some extreme responses too. We may be shoving that down or actually dealing with it, depends on where we are. I feel like a part of what this need to plan ahead here is around the emotional experiences too. Pre-book a counselor, right? Or go get in to see your counselor. A message coming forward for some of you too. This letter is standing out to me here that she's holding there. What's the message? What I'm hearing is, matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Maybe this is love for some of you, Cancer. If it is, this is one that is, if this was a relationship we're leaving here, it's one that's like directly hitting that nerve, which may be raw right now. If this is a relationship, romantic, I don't feel like there's a rush. Well, even business, I don't feel like there's a rush. Okay, what else here, please? The 10 of Wands comes through as well. So letting something go, something coming to a culminating point. The pressure has become as great as it can be. So we're talking about release. There is a relief that's coming forward here. particularly surrounding something that's been causing you fear here with the moon. Blue moon, saw you standing alone. Maybe there's a fear of being alone. I feel like that's changing, okay? What else here in the good stuff for Cancer, please? What else does Cancer need to know? Specifically, I'm curious about that message. The stork. Y'all, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. You guys, I think that's awesome. There are a couple others that came out here too. So there is news. There's a message coming for it. Maybe you are wanting to or are in the process of starting a new business venture with somebody. This birth doesn't have to be a human. Maybe you're getting a puppy. Maybe you're starting something business-wise. Maybe you're finally getting on that blog or podcast, right? Ooh, exciting, Cancer. Ooh. So 2 others came out here. Chain of events that will affect your life. I feel like this chain has already started here. I'm seeing that kind of interwoven behavior here with the Mercurius. This is the start. That volatility is the start of this chain. Okay. Dog barking, advice from a friend. Okay. I feel like, hang on, Cancer. Something's about to get really good. Anything else here? Good stuff for Cancer, please. Overcoming obstacles, get back on your feet, gain strength from difficult situations. Whatever this is that's been falling apart, this does feel painful. And the encouragement is to not like gaslight yourself and pretend it's not or to ignore it. But there is an encouragement to put the effort into getting back up on your feet, to steadying yourself again. Because the next wave of what's coming through here is what has been lost, okay? There's a fresh wave coming through that was meant to be whatever your vineyard was in the first place, that you wanted. But what I feel is that we just didn't see, like that cabochon, we lost it, but we don't know where we lost it or why. And maybe it doesn't make sense to us, but this is going to make sense to us soon. Once this new connection happens, there's an understanding looking back retrospectively that this was all in divine timing, right? Okay, love that. So let's look at what is coming forward here that we may not see, we may not be conscious of at this moment. Ace of Pentacles. This is your vineyard, you guys. So this is like the ultimate seed of possibility. Anything can come from the Ace of Pentacles. Job opportunities, moving, house, car, health. It can symbolize many, many different things. Whatever this vineyard was that's been burnt down, we've been given the seed here for the vineyard that we actually want, or the orchard or whatever that is, that's actually producing the fruit that we want. I do feel kind of 5 of Cups behavior here. Like whatever was lost here, there was something about it that maybe we were trying to force ourselves to be okay with, but we weren't okay with. It wasn't quite the dream that we were looking for, but we were maybe even settling. Okay, what else here, please, for Cancer? Well, we don't see coming. Ace of Swords, 2 aces in a row, you guys. This is a pretty powerful new beginning. Ace of Swords here. So the truth. I feel like whatever's burned down here, it's left a little bit of a burn, right? But we've seen something too. With that volatility of Mercury is very similar to tower energy. There's a lightning bolt that strikes the tower. And it's violent and it comes down and there's this upheaval. But there's also an illumination that happens. We're shown something that helps us move forward or helps us along our path. We can see a little bit further into the distance from the tower, right? And then once it comes down, we know, well, I can't see it right now, but I know that what I'm looking for is out this direction, right? That's what I'm getting here. This is a lot of new opportunity, you guys. I like to see that. Ooh. What else here and what we don't see coming for Cancer, please, Spirit? Grasshopper. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. I feel like whether this is a romantic, business, or a personal affect of some sort here that's coming forward for you, this does require that we not project is what I'm getting. Whatever emotion that we're feeling because of what's come down or been lost, to not put that on the new seed, to not place that pressure on the new journey that's coming forward here. Like, obviously, we're human and we're going to feel. There's a difference between experiencing something and putting that on somebody else as if it's their responsibility, right? I'm not saying don't ask for support or anything like that. What comes next here, treat it with respect is what I'm getting, because it's deserving of respect. Okay. Let's look at your difficulty, Cancer. What is your difficulty at this time, your challenge? Knight of Wands. So if this is love or business partnership, whatever's being replaced here, there's an encouragement to get up and try again with the Knight of Wands. So yes, you tried, you planted this vineyard, there was some success towards it, and then there was a heat wave that burned it all down. That was out of your control, right? What is in your control is how you decide to respond to this situation. Are you going to work on that emotion and get back up and try again, right? Both and situations, they don't have to be either or. We're not either depressed and hurting and grieving or screwing that and moving towards the light, right? Both, we're doing both. This is how we continue to move forward. I do feel if this is love for some of you or business, there's a lot of excitement attached towards this, and there may be a desire to move quickly. And there's an encouragement to slow down, Cancer. There's no need to go quickly here. I'm drawn back to the elephant here with divine timing. This connection, whether it's a person, job, whatever, is being replaced here. There's a timing factor to this as far as obliterating through this obstacle. Let it seep through. Interesting. Okay. What else in Cancer's challenge here, please? Six of Wands. All right. So there is a note of passion, I feel like, with both the Knight of Wands and the Six of Wands in your challenge. Maybe reintegrating what it is that your heart wants or allowing yourself to connect with that again. Whatever this loss was hurt. And it's making it difficult to open up again. My Cancers, when things get to a certain point, I'm a Cancer Venus myself, but, go into that crab shell, right? There's an encouragement not to stay there at least for too long. There's too much wonderful stuff out here for you to experience. Six of Wands, this is a victory. It's surviving the war and being celebrated for that. I feel like some of us are experiencing maybe even a desire to not want to pull out of that. Maybe this was such a loss that we're just like, I don't know how to go on. I don't know how to carry on from here. Continue to choose to put a foot in front of the other, okay, you guys, even if you can't see through the smoke right now. There is a victory or celebration that's coming forward, but not if you don't reach that destination through the smoke, okay? All right, last piece here for the challenge for Cancer. What's going on for Cancer, please? Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. Yes, that's Six of Wands here. You're on the road to success, so don't stop. Don't stop until you get there. Don't stop, get it, Cancer. Cheap on, okay? A couple others came through here too. Table, hard work ahead. Yeah, I do feel like there's some work to be done. Dark Man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. This could be a business partner or lover or friend coming through here. Could be either, a younger woman wants to come out here too. Okay, got it. I was Vine. Seek out information that will help you. Those vines, whatever it was that was planted there that's been destroyed, there is a connection, I feel. Like there's a neural network that you built here that you can still tap into, even if the physical vines are gone. Younger woman was coming out here too. Dealings or relationship with a younger woman. Interesting. Could be love or relationship or business, like I said, with that. Okay, I'm going to pull a Medicine Heart Oracle for you, Cancer, and then I'm going to sign off here. I'm not doing extendeds for the signs this month, but for my members, there will still be extendeds for the collective readings, so no worries. You'll still get your goodies. What do we have here for Cancer, please? Last message. Which one? Bottom, okay. Amulet of Corticula. All right. Your love-infused heart attracts, vitalizes, and galvanizes resources that are beneficial and benevolent, and it simultaneously subjugates, deflects, and eradicates negative forces. Consciously cultivate love through gratitude and affirmation, which will isolate and weaken undermining attitudes, whilst actualizing, energizing, and empowering positive energy. Approach what is happening in your life from a position of spiritual strength, confidence, and optimism. Your heroic heart shall win. Your heroic heart, I like that. We're talking about your heroic heart, Cancer. You do have a heroic heart. Although we may, feel very deeply and want to protect that, it doesn't negate the fact that you have a hero's heart, okay? Don't forget that and let it lead you through. You can do this. I love you, Cancer, and I hope this message is helpful. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Be well.